Hello everyone, welcome to today's session for Indian automotive market potential. What are the opportunities, challenges and what should be the strategies for entering into Indian market? Today's session will contain the topics about Indian market, India economic facts, import-export statistics, sector-wise information and statistics, Indian aftermarket size and potential, Indian main OEMs and tier 1 companies, platform to reach companies, ways of doing business, Indian association chambers and exhibitions, steps of getting successful in Indian market. If you look at India and India's federal structure, there are 28 states in India and 8 union territories. Speaking about India, it is 7th largest country in the world by area. It is 2nd most populous country with 1.37 billion population. It is most populous democracy in the world. India is newly industrialized country with fastest growing major economy. India has got 2nd largest pool of scientists and engineers. Some quick facts about India. India has recorded GDP growth of 8.9% in the financial year 2021. The size of Indian economy is close to 3.5 trillion US dollars. Indian GDP ranks 5th largest in the world. GDP per capita 2,277 US dollars. India ranks 3rd in the world for purchasing power parity, which is close to 7,333 US dollars. India is 5th largest economy in the world, just overtook United Kingdom in the month of August 2022. It will overtake Germany to become world's 4th largest economy in 2026. It will overtake Japan and to become the world's 3rd largest economy in 2034. Looking at the industry sector which contribute to the India's GDP, maximum contribution comes from the service sector with 53%, followed by industry 25%, agriculture 20%. About some economic statistics of India. India has recorded exports of 421 billion US dollar in the financial year 2021, where engineering goods contribute maximum to 48%, followed by gems and jewelry 19%, petroleum products 18%, drugs and pharmaceutical products 16%, chemicals 15%, and so on. Export destination for India in terms of the continent, Asia contributes maximum to 49%, followed by Europe 21%, North America 18%, Africa 7.9%, South America 2.5%. If we look at the countries which are the destination for the Indian export, the maximum exports is done to United States, which is 15%, followed by United Arab Emirates 9.6%, Hong Kong 4.4%, Germany 3.4%, UK 3.1%, and so on. India has recorded import of 612 billion US dollar in the financial year 2021. The major imports is for petroleum, which contribute to 24%, followed by electronic goods 14%, gold 8.5%, machinery, electrical and non-electrical parts 8%, chemicals 5%, and so on. If you look at the continents where India imports is Asia 58%, followed by Europe 18%, Africa 9%, North America 7.5%, South America 4.2%, Oceania continent 3.7%. If we look at the important countries from which India imports, is majorly from China, close to 16%, then UAE 5.3%, Saudi Arabia 4.6%, South Korea 3.7%, Indonesia 3.6%, United States 5.5%, and so on. India is targeting to become a $5 trillion economy by 2025. So where the manufacturing sector will contribute close to $1 trillion, service sector is expected to contribute to $3 trillion, agriculture sector is expected to contribute close to $1 trillion. Now we'll look at the India-Germany statistics. India-Germany bilateral trade and investment. Germany is India's 7th largest trading partner. Bilateral trade between India and Germany was recorded close to $24.8 billion during the previous financial year. Germany has become 7th largest foreign direct investment resource for India, and in the previous financial year, German foreign direct investment was close to $431 million. There are more than 1,600 Indo-German collaborations and over 600 Indo-German joint ventures in operation in India. Indian corporates has invested close to $6.2 billion in Germany in the industrial sectors, especially IT, automotive, pharma, and biotech. If we look at the trade between India and Germany, we can say very consistent increase in the bilateral trade over the past 4 years. In the current financial year also, we are expecting the results which are as per the previous trend. If we look at what India imports from Germany, Germany has exported goods and services worth $14.7 billion to India in the previous financial year. Germany mainly exports machinery, aircraft parts, electrical, medical equipments, auto component, plastics, and other items to India. Germany has invested over $13.6 billion in India between last 2 years. If we look at the components which are majorly contributing to India's import from Germany in the previous financial year, machinery, nuclear reactor parts, and boiler contributes majorly close to $3.75 billion. Aircraft and spacecraft parts close to $2.2 billion. Electrical electronic equipment close to $1.51 billion. Optical and medical equipment parts close to $1.22 billion, plastic close to $0.0635, plastic close to $0.635 billion, chemicals $0.59 billion, and so on. Considering what India exports to Germany, India has exported goods worth $9.88 billion in 2021 and 22. India exports goods mainly machinery parts, aircraft, electrical, organic chemicals, apparels, and other parts. The Indian exports to Germany have grown 5.5% each year over last 25 years. There are around 200 Indian companies operating in Germany in the industrial sector of IT, automotive, pharma, biotech. If you look at the Indian exports to Germany in the previous financial year, the goods like machinery, nuclear reactor parts, and boilers contribute mainly to $1,310 million. Electrical electronic equipment close to $913 million. Chemicals $833 million. Articles of apparel close to $547 million. Vehicles other than railways and tramways $498 million, and so on. Now we will look at the India-Germany automotive sector. India has got potential to expand in the global automotive components trade by 5% till 2026. India can benefit from a target export expansion, and also India is looking for import substitution program where a lot of automotive OEMs, including German OEMs, are willing to enter into Indian electric vehicle market. Germany is third most important destination for India, with a share of 7% of the total exports from India. Germany is the third most important destination for India, with a share of 7% of the total exports from India. If we look at the Germany-India automotive trade statistics for last 3 years, we can clearly see that the trade has been recovered from the COVID-19 effect, and not only recovered, but it is growing beyond the previous standards. There are a lot of German automotive companies in India like Volkswagen, Audi, Rolls-Royce, BMW, Mercedes-Benz and Porsche. Speaking about Indian automotive industry, India ranks 4th in the sales and 5th in the production globally. India is largest tractor manufacturer. India is second largest two-wheeler manufacturer. It is second largest bus manufacturer, third largest heavy truck manufacturer, and fourth largest car manufacturer in the world. If we look at the Indian automotive market size, currently the size of the market is close to $222 billion. It is estimated to increase to $300 billion by the year 2026. If you look at the automotive sector segmentation, there are 4 major segments in the automotive sector. The two-wheeler segment is contained by mopeds, electric scooters, scooters and motorcycles. Passenger vehicle contains passenger cars, utility vehicles and multipurpose vehicles. Commercial vehicles contains light, medium and heavy commercial vehicles. Three-wheeler contains passenger carriers and goods carriers. If you look at the segments which are contributing to the Indian automotive industry in the previous financial year, two-wheeler contributed maximum to 77%, followed by passenger vehicle 17%, commercial vehicle 4%, three-wheeler 2%. Looking at the automotive production trade, India manufactured 22.9 million vehicles in the previous financial year. The table will show 6-year production trend for the vehicle categories including passenger vehicles, commercial vehicles, three-wheelers, two-wheelers and quadricycles. Looking at the automotive domestic sales trend, India sold domestically close to 17.5 million vehicles in the previous financial year. The table shows 6 years domestic sales trend for the category of the vehicles including passenger vehicles, commercial vehicles, three-wheelers, two-wheelers and quadricycles. If you look at what Indian automotive industry is exporting for last 6 years, India exported $5.6 million goods in the financial year 2021-22. The table shows the export trends for 6 years for the vehicle category including passenger vehicles, commercial vehicles, three-wheelers, two-wheelers and quadricycles. The slide shows the map of India and major automotive cluster present from north to south. So if we look at the north of India, Haryana, Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh cluster, where you can see which are the major OEMs located. This is followed by Gujarat and Madhya Pradesh cluster, Maharashtra and Karnataka, and Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu automotive cluster. Let us look at the passenger vehicle market. Passenger vehicle sales volume in previous financial year in terms of millions, passenger car recorded 3.07 million vehicles, followed by sports utility vehicles 0.89 millions and vans 0.27 millions. These are the major OEMs in the Indian automotive industry. Now looking at the major top players and their contribution in the automotive industry, Maruti Suzuki holds maximum share of 43.72%, followed by Hyundai Motors 14.93%, Tata Motors 13.83%, Mahindra 6.77%, Kia Motors 6.55%, Honda 3.54%, Renault 2.75%, and so on. Now the list shows top 10 car manufacturing companies in the previous financial year. From Maruti Suzuki, Hyundai Motors, Tata Motors, Mahindra & Mahindra, Kia Motors, Toyota, Renault, Honda Cars India, and so on. These are the best selling cars in the Indian automotive market with their sales figure for August 22. These are the car models present in the Indian automotive sector with their prices. Typically the prices will vary from 3,600 US dollars to 42,000 US dollars. These are the top selling car models. These are the EV car models with their prices. Now we will speak about the commercial vehicle market of India. The Indian map will show you the commercial vehicle manufacturing hubs where the OEMs like Tata Motors, Ashok Leyland, Mahindra & Mahindra, Eicher Motors, Swaraj Mazda, Bharat Benz, Asian Motor Works, Force Motors, and Volvo have manufacturing facilities. Let us look at the domestic sales of commercial vehicles by segment in terms of number of commercial vehicles sold. These are the top players in the commercial vehicle markets with their contribution, where Tata Motor contributes maximum close to 44%, followed by Mahindra & Mahindra 20%, Ashok Leyland 13%, Maruti 6.33%, Volvo Eicher 6%, Daimler 1.93%, and so on. Now let us look at the growth commercial vehicle market is experiencing in India. If we look at the OEMs and their growth in last 2 years, we can clearly see that most of the OEMs are growing between the last 2 years except Mahindra & Mahindra. If we look at the export volume of commercial vehicles for past 4 years, we can clearly see that there is an increasing trend and the industry is recovering from the COVID-19 effect. Let us look at the two-wheeler market. Let us look at the two-wheeler sales volume in terms of the million vehicles, where Hero Motor contributes maximum close to 39%, followed by Honda Motors and Scooters India close to 20%, Bajaj Auto 14%, TVS 13%, Suzuki 4.85%, Royal Enfield 4.3%, India Yamaha Motors 2.9%. Let us look at the three-wheeler sales volume in terms of million vehicles, where Bajaj Auto has recorded maximum share of 34%, followed by Piaggio 11%, YC electric vehicles 4.39%, Mahindra & Mahindra 3.79%, Atul Auto 3.42%, and so on. These are the top players in the Indian two-wheeler manufacturing sectors. These are the top models which are present in the Indian industry. Let us look at the Indian farm equipment business. The chart shows agriculture equipment unit sales in India for past 8 years. We can see the figures are continuously increasing. About sales volume of tractor across India for past 5 years, we can clearly see growth and the industry is recovering from the COVID-19 effect. Looking at the statistics of current financial year, it is expected that during the current financial year, the industry will record maximum sales. These are the main players in the Indian tractor segment. Let us look at the share of the OEMs in the tractor manufacturing sector. Mahindra & Mahindra tops with 40% of the market share, followed by Tafe, Massey Ferguson 18%, Escorts 12%, international tractors 12%, and there are other small OEMs in total contribute to 18%. These are the top tractor models present in the Indian market. Let us look at the defense industry market in India. Defense industry has a budget of close to 64.75 billion US dollars for the current financial year. India is second largest armed forces in the world. 31% of the defense budget is spent on the capital acquisition. 60% is spent on the requirements by imports. Ongoing DRDO projects in India are close to 7.3 billion US dollars. Let us look at the defense public sector undertaking companies and their locations in India. This map shows defense private sector undertaking companies and their location in India. This map shows the location of ordnance factories in India. These are the existing aerospace parks present in India. Let us look at the product range which the defense vehicles are offering and their categories. Main battle tank MBT, armed personal carrier APC, infantry fighting vehicles EFV, light multi-role vehicles LMV, mine resistant ambush protected vehicles MRAP, and tactical trucks. If we look at the defense vehicle segmentation and their market share, main battle tank contributes maximum close to 35%, infantry fighting vehicles contribute to 32%, mine resistant ambush protected vehicles close to 20%, tactical trucks 5%, armed personal carriers 5%, and light multi-role vehicles 4%. If we look at the sales trend for the armored defense vehicle market in India beginning from 2015 to 2025 for various segments like IFV, MBT, MRAP, APC, tactical trucks and LMV, we can see that the total size of market is close to 19.9 billion US dollar with a growth rate of 3.4%. If we look at the Indian armored defense vehicle forecast for next 7 years, we can see that the consistent growth for the armored vehicles in the Indian defense sector. These are the important defense vehicle manufacturers in India and the product they are manufacturing. Let us look at the electrical vehicle segment. Indian EV component market is worth close to 2.36 billion US dollar till 2025. Currently, most of the EV components are being imported. A lot of Indian OEMs are looking for localization of the EV components, including companies like Maruti Suzuki. This initiative is mainly to control the cost of the EV products. EV battery market segment is likely to grow by 51% in next 10 years. Government has targeted adoption of 30% of the vehicles by electric vehicles till 2030. It is very likely that India will be adopting new pollution norms of BS6 or Euro 6. This will make EV competitive in terms of the price with the conventionally fueled vehicles. Thus, we are expecting increase in the sales of the EV vehicles. These are the EV segments and their sales in past 2 years. Two-wheeler recorded a growth of 463%, three-wheeler recorded a growth of 101%, passenger vehicle 257%, commercial vehicle 450%. In total, India is currently manufacturing 429,000 EV vehicles with a growth of 218% each year. Table shows approach to future EV market estimation with the category of the EV vehicles in terms of the commercial or fleet owners, commercial vehicles goods carrier, commercial vehicles passenger carriers. These are the most popular electric vehicles in the Indian market and their prices also. These are the electric scooters present in the Indian market. This is the Escorts electric tractor in the Indian market. Let us look at the auto component industry in India. Fastest growing auto market in India is expected to reach $300 billion by the year 2026. Auto component industry is exports to grow 5 times in next 10 years. Top exports is expected to USA, Germany, UK, Thailand and Italy. Aftermarket parts like tires, battery, brake parts expected to reach $32 billion. India is second largest bus and third largest heavy truck manufacturer. You can see map of India and major clusters where the auto component industry is located. Let us look at the category of the auto components like engine parts like piston rings and pistons, engine wall part, fuel injection system parts and carburetor, cooling system parts, powertrain components, drive transmission and steering parts like gears, wheels, steering systems, axles and clutches, body and chassis part, suspension and braking parts like brakes and brake assemblies, brake linings, shock absorbers, leaf springs, equipments like headlights, halogen bulbs, wiper motors, dashboard instruments and other panel instruments, electrical parts like starter motors, spark plugs, electric ignition systems, flywheel magnetos and other equipments. There are other equipments like sheet metal parts, hydraulic pneumatic instruments, fan beds, pressure die casting parts. India imports a lot of auto components. China contributes maximum close to 27%, Germany 14%, followed by Japan 11%, South Korea 10%, USA 7%, Thailand 6% and so on. If we look at the last 10 years, this is the auto component aggregate turnover and the trend. So auto component business is growing with a CAGR of 6.83%. If we look at the share in industry turnover, OEM supplies contribute maximum close to 54%, followed by the exports 27% and aftermarket 18%. In auto components supplied to OEM, passenger vehicle contributes maximum 43%, two-wheeler 23%, medium and heavy commercial vehicles 10%, light commercial vehicle 13%, tractors 6%, three-wheelers 3%, construction earth moving equipments 2%. If we look at the auto component industry and the product range, engine part contributes to 31%, drive, transmission and steering parts contribute to 19%, body and chassis part contribute to 12%, suspension and braking system parts contribute 12%, equipment 10%, electrical parts 9% and other parts 7%. Let us look at the share in the export by geography. Europe contributes maximum 34%, followed by North America 28%, Asia 25%, Latin America 5%, Africa 2% and so on. Let us look at the Indian aftermarket. There are close to 300 million vehicles on Indian roads. The two-wheeler contributes maximum close to 154 million vehicles, followed by personal vehicles 28.6, buses 2%, trucks and goods vehicles 9.3%, tractors and three-wheelers 15.8%. If we look at the product-wise share in the aftermarket, suspension and brake part contributes 15%, drive, transmission, steering part contributes 14%, body, chassis part contribute 18%, electrical and electronics 10%, interiors 13%, engine component 27%, cooling system 3%. The table will show the import duty structure in India for various items. If you are using used car import, the import duty will be 125%. Car CBUs, whose CIF value is more than 40,000 US dollars, 100% import duty, with less than 40,000 US dollars, 60%, two-wheeler with less than 800 cc capacity, 60%, two-wheeler with more than 800 cc capacity, 75%, commercial vehicles 20%, engine, gearbox, transmission mechanism 30% import duty, CKD containing engine, gearbox, transmission mechanism close to 10% import duty. Let us look at the platforms to reach potential customers in India. First is the trade fairs. These are the upcoming trade fairs in the Indian automotive sector. Let us look at various chambers and associations present in the Indian automotive market. Various associations like ACMA, Automotive Component Manufacturers Association of India, SIAM, FADA, Federation of Automotive Dealers Association, ARAI, which is the Research and Development and Testing Association in India. These are various government agencies and the Ministry of Industry present for supporting the international companies. You can see the India's map and investment promotion agencies of various federal states like Invest Punjab, Magnetic Maharashtra, and so on. This is a list of Indian directories, Indian web directory for government departments, industries, and state ministries. Let us look at the steps for getting successful in the Indian automotive market. First and most important, knowing yourself, knowing the market, preparing yourself for the Indian market, and approaching the customers. Regarding knowing your strengths, first important thing is about manufacturing capabilities, infrastructure capabilities, product suitability for the Indian market, financial capabilities, possibility of allocating people and resources for the projects in India, getting locational advantage, and certifications and product approvals and research and development. Regarding knowing the market, important thing is know the price structure present in the Indian automotive market. Important to know about what India imports, study the Indian market trends, India sourcing location, study Indian customer needs, study Indian competitors present, study what value you can generate by your presence to the Indian customers, know about the logistic cost, import duties and delivery time frame in India, and then reach to your present customer and their India subsidiaries, which will give you early success. Regarding preparing yourself, important is defining budget and resources for the activities in India, then preparing digital marketing material, making changes in the product as per the needs in the Indian market, infrastructure changes, technology changes, acquiring India certifications and product approvals, and Indian OEMs vendor registration. Regarding approaching customers in India, identify potential customers, then identify relevant associations and clusters, identify and visit to the Indian trade fairs exhibitions, and conduct the pre-qualified B2B meetings in such exhibitions, attend various conferences happening in Indian market, attend industry-specific webinars, make an effective use of social media platform for market updates, make a right email campaigns, and approach potential customers, vendor registration, India re-export location. Let us look at the forms of India expansion. There are a lot of foreign companies enter into Indian market with various forms like directly serving to customers and OEMs, founding a virtual office in India, sales office and appointing distributors in the Indian market, establishing warehousing facilities, greenfield and brownfield investment, strategic alliances, partnership with Indian companies, joint ventures and project-based cooperations. These are various possible ways how you can approach the market. So finding direct customers, doing supply with your existing facility in your country, appointing sales and distributor and agents for industrial supplies. You can go further and you can go further with cooperation venture with the Indian manufacturing companies in terms of joint manufacturing and assembly, technology ventures, product complementing to each other, entering into joint venture. You can enter with forming 100% own subsidiary in India. Now some introduction fact about Crescendo Worldwide. Crescendo has a global presence with European headquarters in Hanover, Germany, Turkey headquarters in Istanbul, Middle East headquarters in Dubai, and Asia headquarters in Pune, India. Till date, global achievements for Crescendo Worldwide, we are successful in generating foreign direct investment globally close to 65 billion US dollars. We are successful in generating global trade of 35 billion US dollars, 30,000 employment generation. We have got 40,000 global SMEs all over the world. We are a ISO certified company. We are GDPR compliant, Microsoft Gold partner and DIRTS registered. We are active in various industry sectors, including agriculture, automotives, aviation, railways, biotechnology, capital goods, construction and smart cities, chemicals, defense manufacturing, electronics, food processing, healthcare, IT, leather, and so on. We have got more than 500 plus years of collective experience. These are our government engagements. These are our corporate division services, vendor registration advisory services, doing vendor registration for the international companies with the processing which are interested in becoming suppliers of Indian OEMs. Second, partner network formation for the companies with own products and services. We support international companies for new business launch. We support international companies for business progression in terms of outsourcing products and components, contract manufacturing, and export promotion. Fifth, business evolution with joint venture, technology venture, partner alliances in India. Sixth, post-agreement synthesis, post-agreement handholding to make the setup into reality, business strategy and planning, sourcing forum digital edition. Thank you very much for attending this session.